CM Rain, Chuck M Rain, Chuck M. Basically, that's me.
What makes you different than everyone else?
Different than everyone else, different than the average rapper. See, I was watching this movie, Foolish, actually. I fuck with the movie. It's a bad movie, but like I still fuck with it. Shout out to Master P, Eddie Griffin, especially Eddie Griffin, you're hilarious. I don't give a fuck what anybody said. In the movie, his agent or whatever tells him he needs to tell more jokes. More jokes. And he's like, anyone can tell jokes. Blah, 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 then you got a punchline. Same thing with a rapper. Anybody can be a rapper. Blah, 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 then you got a punchline. Put it over a nice beat, and stupid people will listen to it. Me, I tell you what I know from what I've been through. This ain't no hustle in the streets and that's all I knew. My life is different than that. Like, I only talk what I know. Like, I mean, I tell you about the day-to-day shit. I tell you about what's going on with me and mine. Who I'm repping with. You know, Merlin Music Mafia, SKR if you didn't know. But if you do know, thank you for riding with us. And I don't do this to validate me, which a lot of people do. I do this because this is what I love to do.
So tell me about your album that's coming up.
Alright. This album's crazy. The name of the album is Drink Up or Lay Down. It's basically, it's a motto I had. Shit, I didn't even know I had it. Just kind of like came out. You know, I was already recording the album. Went through a couple of names before, you know, things that were like, you know, works in progress. But then I was in the booth, chilling with Dutch. And I said it during the ad-libs and I stopped the tape right there. I was like, yo, we got something right there. And I was like, you know what? If we're gonna do this album, and this album is about me, we're gonna do it based off what I believe in. So, Drink Up or Lay Down.
What makes this album different than any other album that you've done?
This album is different because, for several reasons, to be real with you. I mean, the big cat out of the bag is, this is 100% written in my head. There's no more paper, there's no more computers, there's no more nothing. Just, I write in my head, so I write what I know. Like, it's the realest thing I can ever say to you about who I am. This album pretty much reintroduces me to everybody. I mean, you know, I've done like 6 albums, done a bunch of mixtapes, did a group mixtape, but I never really found my voice. So I just always ended up having my voice drowned out by like styles that I was favoring. This time around, it's all me. It's all my style. It's all my life. This is the biggest introduction. This is like the rawest stuff I ever did.
So the journey to this album, would you say it was a more difficult one because of the approach that you took? Or would you say it was an easier journey?
Man, like for real, I can't say it was easy because it was something that I like told myself I just didn't know how to do for years. I always wanted to just write in my head and see where that took my music, but I was always afraid to. I just said, you know, what else you got to lose? Why are you sitting here stuck in the same spot? Stuck in this rut, not knowing where you're coming from. At that point, I was writing every verse I did. At that point, I wrote it out 10 to 15 minutes at best. And you know what? I don't care what anybody else said. It was hot. It was hot, but it wasn't what it needed to be. So it was more difficult. But that first verse I did, I took it and I never looked back. So I guess it's easier on the mind, hard on the spirit.
What else should we look forward to inside of it? Is it original pieces? Who should we be seeing you feature with, or who should be featured with you, I should say?
Oh man, okay, so every album I did and most of the mixtapes I did, all completely 100% me, besides, you know, that Rain Resurrection that didn't really pan out the way I wanted it to. On this one, 99% of the music is original by me. One song, and there's a crazy story about this. It's one song that was done by my boy Jamie. You know, Jay the Villain. You know, King James, whatever you want to call him. Where I wrote the verses, just sitting on my porch, like just sitting there, just thinking about life, and I was just out there, you know, with my glass, you know, doing my thing, my normal thing, you know, right after work, you know, work stress you out. So I was there and I was doing my thing, and then I came up with some crazy stuff that like I didn't even know was still on my mind. So I went to Jamie and I was like, "Yo, here it is." And as soon as I spit the verse for him, he was like, "You know what? Don't make no beat for this. I got this. And then when he played me the beat, I was like, you know exactly where I'm going with this. So besides that, everything else from the original, like I can't wait for y'all to hear the intro, the interlude, the outro. Those things are the craziest to me because they were tailored. That beat's tailor made for me. You know, it's one of those puzzle pieces. You know, you can take them as what they are by themselves, but when you put them together, it just makes one great puzzle.
They relapse and they put their Dre beats on and take a hit of my track list. They high on my classics, high on my new shit. They're addicted to my music. They're starting to get abusive. They're starting to get reclusive. Antisocial. They waiting outside the booth, scratching for my vocals. They cry for it, they die for it. They get the Cali brush fire on it, burning through it like a giant forest in a drought. But who am I to run my mouth? To tell you the truth, I was on the same route. I need it, I want it, I'm the CEO. I gotta have it, give me that audio crack.
So you want to know what the difference is? Everybody else sounds like everybody else, and they do what everybody else does. I do what Chuck knows, what Chuck says, what Chuck feels. That's all I know how to do. That's all I'm going to ever know how to do, and that's all I'm going to want to do.